Welcome to Madlit Musings, the podcast where you get to eavesdrop on your favorite authors without getting caught. I've been stoked to have authors like Angela Hunt, Bill Myers, Nicole Deese, Tessa Afshar, comedian Bob Smiley, and more on the show, and this year I have another great lineup of storytellers and truth-sayers. If you love to eavesdrop at coffee shops like I do, this is the podcast for you. It's where we get real, we get tough, we laugh, and we might even cry. It's where we meet authors on a different level, where every story and podcast episode has its own heartbeat. So hang out with me today. I'm Jaime Jo Wright, your host at Madlit Musings. This is your podcast for real chats with real authors about real life. Today's episode was brought to you by Baker Publishing Group, with Revell and Bethany House Publishing as divisions. We're super excited to be sponsored by Baker Publishing Group and to bring you their fabulous authors and their fabulous lineup for 2025. Be sure to check them out at bakerpublishinggroup.com and also check out their online bookstore at bakerbookhouse.com. Hi everyone, it's Jaime Jo Wright here, and today I have with me Mary Connealy. Hey Mary.
There. Thanks for having me on, Jaime.
It's so fun to have you on. I always love having you on because it's fun to talk about your books, but then you're also fun to talk to. So there's that. Oh, we were just talking about weather. Both of us are in I guess you'd classify it the Midwest between Nebraska and Wisconsin, but we're in the negative numbers on the thermometer right now. So are you staying warm?
I'm staying inside. That's not exactly the same.
You know, I was going to ask, have you ever written a story where you've had characters caught in like ice cold blizzard conditions?
I had one who fell into a freezing cold river at one time and had to be pulled out. Let me think. Ice cold. I know I've done terrible. Yeah. You know what I did one time was blizzard and then the cabin caught on fire.
Oh, that's harsh.
That's harsh. Like, how can I really hurt these people? Like, it's not enough to set them loose in a blizzard. Let's have their cabin burned.
Their cabin burned out. Oh, my goodness.
Oh yeah.
So, wow. Okay. Well, we all know that Mary is not afraid to go there with her characters and give them hard lives.
Poor things. Oh, my gosh.
Aren't you glad they're not really real?
Yeah. You know, if they were real, their lives wouldn't probably be interesting enough to be in a book.
Probably not. I don't know, though. Sometimes, like, have you ever picked up those books where they do journals of people who lived out west, and you start reading their entries and you're like, oh my gosh, that's horrible.
My gosh. Yes.
Yeah. I was reading one the other day about a woman in Kansas. She was a single woman and she moved to Kansas for whatever reason. She was single and she just decided, literally, it's her diary. She's like, I'm just going to go. I'm tired of my family, is essentially what she said. Wow. And she moved to a sod house that was built into a hillside, and her journal for the first year is stories like, well, I woke up and there was a snake in my bed this morning, so I had to call for Jack, who's the ranch man, to come in and get the snake. I'm like, who are these people?
Oh, I don't know. I never kid myself that I'd have done well as a pioneer.
You just like to live vicariously through them and make up their stories.
Heating and air conditioning, a car that just starts right up.
Yep.
I'm fussing about my life. I think, well, I don't have to go hitch up the team to go to town.
Exactly. Well, there's no blizzards in this book that's coming out, Whispers of Fortune, I'm assuming, because it takes place in California.
Oh, yes. Lovely. Northern California, just a little bit south of San Francisco.
Okay. So it's a new book one of a new series, the Golden State Treasure books, correct?
Yes,
Did I get that right? Okay, cool. So tell us, Whispers of Fortune, it looks beautiful as always. Your covers are gorgeous, very Western. There's a guy on the front, which he looks very dapper. I'm curious to learn about him.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, he's a doctor who goes to college, and his mother almost shoves him out the door to go to college because they're very, very poor. And he manages to get into a good college, and he's going to be a doctor.
Okay.
And she says, go and get this, instead of just going to work at the general store, which is what he wants to do, go and get this and you can take care of us. You can take care of me and the little brothers. The fathers abandoned the family long ago.
Okay.
And he comes home with his college degree to find his mother dead, his father back for the first time in years and dying and drunk, and his two brothers have vanished. They've disappeared.
Yeah, you really leveled it on this guy.
This poor guy. And so the book begins with him catching up to his brothers.
Okay.
And demanding the people who have taken his brothers out of an orphanage, then an orphan train, and then they get into another mission that's taking care of them, and then these people come to take him. He thinks they've been badly harmed, and he's demanding them back. And the people that he's knocking on the door, this California ranch, are like, yeah, we're being real hard on those scamps of brothers of yours. We can't keep up with them. You go take care of them for a while. And then he hears that from this woman who is not happy with him for threatening her and yelling at her. And he's like, oh, you do have my brothers. That's them. I reckon they've always been a lot to handle. So.
Oh, fine. So are his brothers younger, like as in children or teenagers?
They're maybe 16 and 13.
Okay.
And they have their grandfathers mailed them a journal with directions to a treasure.
Oh.
He went on the California Gold Rush. Grandpa did.
Okay.
And then Grandpa sent him this journal home, and then Grandpa vanished.
Ooh, so we don't even know what happened to Grandpa.
30 years ago. They've never heard from Grandpa again. But their father gets this journal, and he's like, I'm going to go find that treasure. And he takes off and abandons the family.
So that was why Daddy left.
Yes, that's why Daddy was gone. But Daddy's insane.
It just gets better and better.
He's bitter and obsessed, and he thinks there's treasure out there for their family, and so he's going to find it. And he comes home once and settles back down at home, and then the two little brothers come along.
Mm-hmm.
And then he gets back into obsession, and off he goes again. And he finally comes home again to die.
Okay.
And that's Brody's. He's got this tidy little doctor's degree and a job in Boston, and now he's got to go on an orphan train, follow that route, because he finds out his brothers were on an orphan train.
Oh, my goodness.
Which, of course, they're like, I thought they were orphans. What are your brothers doing on an orphan train? They lied, I guess. Yeah. They knew the orphan train was heading toward where this treasure is.
And so that's where his brothers wanted to go.
Impressed with his brother's behavior. So anyway.
Oh my goodness. So that opens the door wide to so many questions. Orphan trains, first of all, were really a thing. Like, I know some people I've talked to, they're like, oh, there wasn't really orphan. I'm like, yeah, there were orphan trains.
Absolutely. They think 450,000 children, maybe, they called it outplacing out of New York City.
450,000?
And for years, they were still doing it in the 1920s.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, it's really interesting. It's fascinating. And we had some ladies. I mean, I live in the Midwest, and there was a lady, the librarian in Lyons was from an orphan train.
Really?
I mean, she's been passed away for a few years now, but I certainly knew her.
Wow.
Then there was like 4 brothers who came out that everybody knew. They lived around the area. And anyway, it's, it's just really fascinating.
It is fascinating.
They did that. And those children just running loose. Their fevers would sweep through, and all of a sudden children will be orphaned and no way to.
I suppose. Yeah.
No possible way to take care of them. There's just too many. And then they started up orphanages, and then finally this orphan train situation.
The orphan train thing, yeah.
So,
I suppose in a sense it was like early American foster care to a degree.
I suppose.
As weird as that sounds, but
They'd take these trains, loads of children.
Yeah.
And they'd stop in every little town. They'd send advertisements ahead. If you want a child, we're coming through.
My goodness.
And they'd go across the country till the children were gone, and they'd turn around and come and get another load of them. And there's terrible controversy about it. Nobody had a better idea, but everybody's like, you don't even know what you're doing with these children. And well, yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Hoping for the best, because what they're doing right now isn't working. So,
oh my goodness.
Anyway.
Oh, so we have the hero. So Brody, who's your hero in the book. So his brothers essentially fake being orphans then to get on this train to get their free passage.
They lied about their family being all dead. They lied to get on the orphan train. They ran away when the orphan train, they did everything they could to not be adopted because they were on their way to California. They didn't want to be adopted.
No.
And they jumped when the orphan train was gonna go back. And then the lady's like, why aren't you adopted? What happened? They're healthy, middle grade age boys. Everybody wants those. And then they snuck away from that lady and jumped on the train and went on towards
Keep going. Oh.
So anyway, and so then their brother is trying to follow their path. And of course, they didn't get adopted, but he knows they're going to California. His brother.
He knows what they're doing.
The family journal is missing and they took it. And anyway, so.
Okay. And so then that's how he meets up with Ellie then, who is the heroine in the book. Now, what role does Ellie play in this book as it relates to the brothers and the treasure and all that?
Ellie's family is from the Lumber Baron's Daughter series.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So that was 3 sisters who got married, and one of them married this guy from the Two Hearts Ranch.
Okay.
He had 2 sisters and a brother.
Mm-hmm.
And this is the love story of those 3 people. So the people from that series, my husband was reading it and he's like, is this the new book? Why am I recognizing stuff? And I'm like, oh, you recognize stuff.
Cool.
So he is helping. They made a windfall of money and the Lumber Baron's Daughter series. And one of the things, because they've been trying to do good with that money they found, and they started a sort of an orphanage.
Okay.
Based on the very brilliant woman that married into that family, Michelle, and she started this orphanage that focuses on just education. She's trying to they're sweeping these children up from orphanages in San Francisco and bringing them out here to, clean air and good food and an education to try to get them set up for a future, successful future. So Ellie is a teacher at this school. She's a sister and she's a teacher, and of course she knows all about those scamp brothers of his because they've been driving her crazy, and she knows that part. She's like, we can't hardly outthink them, but they run off all the time because they're looking for this treasure. Nobody knows that, but Brody knows it. So she's a teacher, and she knows his brothers really well. And he gets there all furious because he thinks they've done something to his brothers. And she takes him here like they're your problem now.
Yeah, like you can have them. You can have them. I don't want them.
Out he's a doctor. And she's like, we got an orphanage here. We could really use a doctor. So they're trying to get him to stay and to be a doctor, but he's made some promises to the guy he was helping back in Boston because that guy helped him, gave him enough money to go home and get his family, and he had promised to come back. So, like, I'm not a man of honor if I don't go back. And do you want a man who's not a man of honor?
Right.
So, anyway, that's
Mary. You've taken these characters and put them through like a meat grinder, like these poor things.
Don't you ever just think somebody needs to fall off a cliff? What's going on here? There's no action in this. So,
I know you got to make it more exciting. I mean,
Wolfpack. What do you think?
It would surprise me in one of your books. It would not surprise me at all.
Wolfpacks before for a while though. I think it's
okay. A Wolfpack and a Blizzard. We need to bring those back into your books. So there's some ideas.
I should be taking notes, Jamie. Throw them at me.
Wolfpack, Blizzards, Negative Degrees. Oh my goodness. Okay. That's cool.
So, he has to leave.
Yep.
He's got to stay. The brothers are causing trouble. And then finally, he can't figure out what to do to get his, because he's like, we're going back to Boston. Let's go. And they're like, we like it here. We're not going back. And of course, that breaks his heart.
Yeah.
Finally, between him and the boys and Ellie, they decide the solution is to take this journal and figure out Grandpa's very weird cryptic clues, which Grandpa could hardly write.
Oh no.
And he really wasn't, he was looking for gold. That's in Sutter's Creek, you know, that's not here. What is he doing out here? And nobody can really figure out what he's doing out there. And so he thinks the only way he's going to be able to get his brothers under control is to go follow this journal to the end.
Figure it out.
And so Ellie's like, treasure? What's the treasure? Let's go look for the treasure. He's like, you're not going to go crazy on me too, are you? This treasure is ruined my family, and there's no treasure. So, you know.
Yeah, right.
That takes 3 books.
So we have to go through this treasure hunt for the next 3 books, right?
Yes, we do.
Oh, perfect. Or no, I mean that's genius to hook your readers because we're all going to want to know what this treasure is or is. Is it? Does it exist? Where is it?
I think I came up with such an interesting ending to this.
Did you?
Yeah.
Did you?
So anyway, and then that book 2 is that lady on the orphan train who God told you can't lose kids.
Oh.
You're fired unless you can get them back. So here she comes out. And she's just a sweet lady who doesn't, just a little too nice for the job she has to do. And so then there's Ellie's brother standing right there, like, really hardly ever seen a woman before that wasn't married to somebody. Yeah, why don't you stay and be a teacher? And she's like, I really got a job I go back to. And they're like, you don't know them anything. They were going to fire you. And she's like, they were going to fire me.
Oh my goodness. So what do you do? Like, do you just sit and let your imagination run wild until you create these worlds of treasure? And
isn't it weird what sparks the idea to begin with?
It is.
There's such a huge distance between, that flume that we just drove by coming down off the mountain.
Mm-hmm.
How can I make a 3-book series out of that? It's such a long trip. Okay, somebody rides down the flume to get off the mountain. And then you're like, but why? Why would they need to ride? So that's kind of what this is. And, it just comes. Sometimes I lay awake in bed at night. This is really my big brainstorming thing. And kind of like juggle it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. The fact that I keep coming up with stuff just amazes me. I don't.
It is kind of funny because sometimes you start thinking as a writer, like, I'm going to run out of ideas. Like, I've got to run out of...
I ran out of ideas like 10 years ago. I don't even... Somebody said this just off the topic, but Calvin and Hobbes, remember that comic?
Oh, I love Calvin and Hobbes. Yeah.
Oh, everybody loved it. And he quit.
Mm-hmm.
And somebody says, well, just start doing it over. Do a twist on the same stories. He says, I've been doing that for 5 years.
I'm done. I know. It's so funny because it's like the other thing I find out, and I don't know if you've run into this. I'm going to assume you have, is you forget what names you've already used, and then you realize that you're reusing names of characters almost in excess.
I have a file with the hero and heroine of every book, and the only name I've ever reused, except I've kind of lost count. I've lost count.
Yeah.
So I named a woman. I can't say it, but like Shelby, something kind of odd.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
And then I looked, I'm going through all the names, and I'm like, if I named somebody else Shelby, I have a variation on a lot of Elizabeth's,
right?
And Ellie and all these names.
Yeah.
So, but this, then you go and you like, Ellie was a minor character in the Lumber Baron's Daughter. She was just the sister who came home. Oh,
sure. Right.
And the last book I did, the heroine's name was Beth.
Okay.
And then I want to do this new series, and I find out Beth, I named her Beth Ellen. That was the name. And I'm like, so the hero of that name is Beth, and this one's going to be Beth Ellen? So I made a big deal about how she insists they call her Ellie. Beth Ellen's her baby kid name, because I just like, I can't change her name at this point.
Right. You're kind of stuck with that one. So, well, that's good though. I like Ellie. Ellie's a good name. It's a good name for the
Liz's and Ellie's and Elizabeth. Well, you can make Elizabeth into a lot of names.
Yeah. It's really fun to look up the like the censuses from certain eras and look at
do that all the time.
Yes. It's so fun. And there's some names on there I'm like, really?
Oh. This Irish thing. And so I'm looking for historical Irish baby names, boys. Could we be more specific? And then they're like, Sean. I'm not. But then sometimes they're so weird that I just think I can't use it.
Oh, and they're spelled weird. Like
I was going to spend the whole book trying to figure out how to pronounce
the name. I know. Yeah, but it's fun. It's fun to look at the censuses, and then even regionally, like, where they were born affects the names too. Like if they're born in the South, those names were totally different than the ones from
Yeah.
the North. And
have you ever been writing a book and it's just too short, and you go back and you like rename Amy, you name her Amy Joe, just because now you've got double word count.
Right. Yeah. You know,
towns are all named Wagon Wheel, Broken Wheel, stuff like that.
Oh,
so I use this. I can add 100 words to this book.
I'm gonna have to start doing that. Genius.
Yeah.
Yes. All right. So all of a sudden, all of my books, my characters are gonna have middle names now.
Everybody. I don't overdo it. And some books aren't too short, so then that's okay.
Yeah.
But once in a while, I look at it and like, wow, I'm done, and I've got 10,000.
We're gonna just double up everybody's names.
Self point, but it's 2 words now. It wasn't 1 word.
We'll put a space in there, and it just doubles it. That's perfect. I love it.
Probably shouldn't tell that on a.
I was gonna say that's
I guess I'm gonna live with it now. That's okay.
That's all right. That's all right. I think by now you've kind of earned your right to do that, Mary.
Yeah.
Like, how many books do you have to your name now?
Yeah, my gosh, I think this might be 78.
I was gonna say you're getting up there. Like, I know I haven't read all your books. I've read a lot of them, but I've not read 78 of them.
Well, I always tell people if you give them a try and like them, I can really keep you entertained for a long time. You're in now.
Right?
A long reader ahead of you. Let's go ahead.
I don't know if readers realize either. Like, they'll notice a new author or new to them author, and they get excited about their book, and then they start waiting for all the books to come out, and it's like, no, go to the backlist.
Start at the beginning.
Start at the very beginning. And you do. I noticed on your website you actually have a downloadable complete book list.
Do I?
You do.
Is it up to date?
I don't know.
Oh, I think I remember doing that, and then I think I remember for some reason it quit working.
Oh wait, it does say under construction. Check back later. Oops.
Oh shoot! I better go
there. Well, I promoted it, and now you can just be like, Jaime, edit that out because it's not ready yet.
You've informed me. That's good. So
I should have looked at that closer. But hey, it's a great idea, and you have all your books on your. I mean, you've got your website and all kinds of stuff, but people can find out all sorts of cool stuff. Make it
hard for people, though, for heaven's sakes.
Oh no, it's not that hard though. You just go to Amazon and type in Mary Connealy, and we can find all your books. So.
Yeah, of all the things I encourage people to do, it's go sign up to follow me on Amazon, because then they're kicking you out whatever is new. So
yeah, that's one of my best ways I've discovered is following authors on Amazon, because I get those emails, hey, new book coming, and I just instantly go in and pre-order, and it's out of sight, out of mind. But then the book arrives,
and you're like, oh yeah, I clicked.
So yes, everyone, follow Mary on Amazon. And where else should they hook up with you?
Now we're having a sale on Whispers of Fortune on Baker Bookhouse. That's Bethany House is a division of Baker Baker Publishing.
Yep.
And if you go and buy it, pre-order it, they're going to be book plates that come with this that are autographed.
Nice.
And a bookmark, and it's on a really good sale. So
yeah, it is. It's 40% off, free shipping, and it looks like a sticker. You get a vinyl sticker too.
With my signed. Oh, yeah. You know what? Yeah, I don't know about the vinyl sticker. I don't know how much you want a vinyl sticker, but
stickers are so cool. I stick stickers on everything. I'm still like my 3rd grade. I'm the girl that grew up with sticker books, and the scratch and sniff stickers. And
you are young. That's what I gave to my children. I don't think they invented stickers when I was a kid.
My friends and I, we would have sticker book trading parties.
Oh.
This was a thing. And you had sticker books that you could literally peel the stickers off. So you'd collect your stickers, and then you'd go through and I'll trade you this sticker for that sticker.
No way.
Yes, way.
Your mom should have made you go outside and play.
I still have my sticker book.
Oh, wow.
I know. How sad is that?
For a while. And then at one point, I remember giving one to one of them. She's like, okay, you already gave me these, Grandma. Set it aside. I thought, okay, I'm overdoing the stickers.
I'm looking forward to the day when I retire and I'm living in a nursing home, and all I have to do is have a sticker book and stickers and just stick
your old sticker book.
And just stick stickers. And I'm going to start a sticker book club, and we're going to have a rousing time when I'm in a nursing home.
world opening up to me here, Jaime.
I'm going to send you your first ever sticker book, Mary, and you're going to get stickers with it, and you and I get to start a sticker book club.
Frozen now or Moana?
Yeah. Oh, who knows? Who knows? Oh, and there's puffy stickers and googly-eyed stickers and scratch and sniff stickers, and yeah, I need to educate you on stickers, Mary.
I guess
they're a big deal. They're a big deal. Yeah. All right. Well, if everybody wants to rush out and get a sticker, Whispers of Fortune at bakerbookhouse.com is available right now with a bookmark, 40% off, free shipping, and Mary's signature
and that's
on the book plate.
Bookhouse. You won't get that at Amazon.
That is correct.
Even there's free shipping. So
I know.
This is Whispers of Fortune.
Yay!
So and it's the backdrop because that's where the treasure is, back in those mountains. It's around Yosemite.
Ooh,
right. And
okay.
going into the Sierra Nevada range of the Rocky Mountains, and these boys they vanish, and they're like, "Oh, brother, we got to go drag them out of the mountains again."
Gosh darn! Thanks for such a great story, though. So I'm looking forward to reading it. So this will be fun.
I got a couple kids to brainstorm with me too. They really help. So
that's good. That's good. Gets the mischief in there. So awesome. Mary, this is great. This book comes out in February 4th, I believe.
February 4th. It's
coming really soon.
So that whole pre-order thing goes away.
I know, right? So we've got to get this podcast out before the 4th so that everybody can quick rush.
I might be telling you the story and it'll be the middle of February.
No. We'll get this podcast up soon enough so that people can take advantage, because that's just too good of a deal to not take advantage of. So
I try to put it up on Facebook and in my newsletter and stuff.
Oh, for sure.
Anyway.
Yep. Cool. Well, Mary, this is great. And then when you write book 2, well, you probably already wrote it, but when it comes out or when it is available for pre-order, let's do another chat and see where everybody's at in this treasure hunt.
Okay.
All right.
We always have a good time talking to you, Jaime.
It's such a blast.
It's just a chance to see you and visit with you.
So. Oh, that's so fun. I love it. Well, we'll talk to you again soon.
All right.
And that's a wrap for today here at Madlet Musings. I hope you join us again. And if you want to, be sure you like and subscribe here at your favorite podcast player or on YouTube, because you won't want to miss all the wonderful alerts that let you know when we have another conversation for you to eavesdrop on.